Start the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think it's my day to pray, so.
I think it's mine.
Is it your day to pray? Okay, go
I
ahead.
think it is. Well, just ask for a moment of a silent prayer, please. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so
It should be on the top of your list.
I don't have it.
Okay.
I see you.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's the way you got to set up.
All right. So, good morning, everyone. We'll move to public comment at this time.
Have a roll call.
Let's do a roll call. Commissioner
Here.
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 And Commissioner Culberson is going to be absent today. So we will go to public comment. 5 minutes to make a public comment. Come on down. I would like to express my appreciation for Nancy Carpenter. Welcome. Driving up all the way from the deep south of Leavenworth County.
Yes.
Probably about 40 minutes. Is that about right?
Yeah, but you go right by the donut shop, so it's okay.
Priorities.
Well, that does make it better.
Well, in my world, I grew up in a German heritage, and Shrove Tuesday is Fastnacht Day, so which means donut day. So can't go wrong.
See, she started with a joke.
No, not a joke. It was real. No joke there. Good morning. My name is Nancy Carpenter, 14681 Crider Road in Bonner Springs, Kansas. It goes without saying that your plates are very full, as possible changes in our county abound. Between data centers, tax concerns, rezoning of residential properties, road construction, your heads must be spinning. I'm here to remind you of a great concern to residents down in my little corner of the county. To set the stage, please recall that on November 12, 2025, the Leavenworth County Planning Commission unanimously recommended that you deny the SUP application from Kaw Valley Companies, Inc. to excavate and stockpile sand in southern Leavenworth County. As memory serves, their decision was based on 4 of the golden factors, numbers 1, 2, 4, and 6. At the November 2025 meeting of the BOCC, Misty Brown, the county councils, told you that Kaw Valley had asked that your consideration of their SUP application be postponed until sometime in February. You were told that before the application was heard by the BOCC, Kaw Valley wanted time to take into account and address public comments and concerns that had been voiced. She said it was a due process issue and that the county honors these requests. As a member of the public who has tried to stay on top of this SUP process, I can safely say that the public has not been contacted by Kaw Valley in an effort to address our concerns. And to my knowledge, that SUP application has not come before you. With that background, I now move to more current affairs. As part of an open records request, I obtained a copy of an email sent on January 15th from Aaron G. March, the counsel for Kaw Valley, to Misty Brown. It contained an explanation of royalties that Kaw Valley would pay to the county if they were given a permit to excavate and stockpile sand. It went on to say, and I quote, "The county wants us to sell more, as this will generate more royalty payments, and under our revised business model, generate more sales tax." This raised red flags in my mind. It certainly sounds as if Kaw Valley has revised their business model with the promise of more royalties and even sales tax paid to the county. In the documents presented to the Planning Commission, there's a very clear statement saying, quote, "No on-site retail sales shall be permitted from this site." In fact, Mr. March confirmed that there would be no point of sale at the project's location. Kaw Valley is based in Wyandotte County, according to the tax documents in their application packet, meaning sales tax would not come to Leavenworth County. If that has changed with this revised business model, then the SUP application for which the public hearing was held is not the application coming before the Board of Commissioners. I'm curious as to why it appears the county is having discussions with Kaw Valley when Kaw Valley does not have a permit to proceed. What other changes are being offered that may gain favor with the Board of Commissioners? If anything is being negotiated between Kaw Valley and the county, either written, promised, or implied, that in any way alters the original application, it would seem appropriate that a new public hearing on what in reality is a new SUP application be held. I don't think that this body holds public hearings on SUPs as it did in the past. That being the case, when will a public hearing be held on the actual SUP application? I'm not a lawyer, so I don't see how a postponement equates to permission to change the information that is being presented to the BOCC. If the documents given to you when the time comes to consider this SUP are in any way different than the documents for which a public hearing was held, I hope that you will reject them. Tell Kaw Valley that if it wishes to change their application, they need to reapply, start over, put their best and final offer forward for all to see. That's how you live up to your promise for transparency in our county's governance. Thank you for your time and attention.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak in open public comment? We'll have time for that now. Come on down.
Ted Grinter, address 15991 238.
Speaking to the mic, please.
Oh, sorry. Ted Grinter, 15991 238th Street, Tonganoxie. Going back to the data center that you're talking about again, a lot of the community been talking, and we really do not want it, and we don't want to have it turned back into a Tyson thing again, but it will, and at least the people I've talked to, if we just need to not have it. We don't want it down there. If you don't want it in your backyard, don't put it in our backyard. That's about all I have to say about it. It's going to bring things that we don't want, and it's going to be a big building that is going to be abandoned here in 10 years, and we're going to have and we have to look at it. Nobody wants to look at that. And we bring more money in with our agritourism than that thing will bring into the county. So why don't we concentrate on something like that instead of the data center?
Hey, Mr. Grinner, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
After Tyson, do you recall the discussion on County Road 1 that there would be a focus on making that into an agricultural corridor?
A little bit. And we own part of the ground right along there, and I'd like to have it as ag. We don't.
And so far the development that we've had has been Hill's Pet Nutrition, which is agriculture related, DSM across the street, which is ingredients for, and then we have of course, Unilock there. But it's developed mostly as ag.
Yes, I don't mind that. It doesn't smell. They're quiet. They have been great neighbors. They've helped the city. If you're going to do the data center, they don't need a tax abatement. We need the tax abatement. They don't need any incentive to come to us. They need to buy their way in, if you ask me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak in public comment? Come on down, Mike.
I'm going to pretty much read from a note that I sent to the county commissioners several months ago, but anyway. My name is Mike Dean. I live at 17881 Cantrell Road in Linwood. And I'm really concerned about this project that is in front of the Leavenworth County Commission right at the moment. The mining of the Kaw River Basin is clearly a very bad idea in my opinion. No rational advocate exists that I've found, and the opposing arguments seem to be spot on. Kaw Valley hasn't allowed or followed due diligence, in my opinion, and they're not forthcoming with their true intentions. On 11/11/25, Aaron March, attorney who represents Kaw Valley, spoke at the Linwood County Community Center. He presented 20 minutes and was open for questions. He also left a contact number and asked anybody who had additional questions to call him up. I questioned him at the meeting on why you haven't considered rail as an alternative versus taking trucks out on Golden Road, 32, Loring, 158th Street, and he said it was not economical. I asked him to specify that, and he actually moved to the next person and would not answer my question. So I left him a voicemail the next day, and as he promised to get back, and he never called me back. Because I do believe that, you're talking about a tremendous amount of volume of sand out of that area. And if it's going to be mined, it should not come out of there via truck if rail's an option. It's right on the UP main line, and we're really talking about 10 million tons of sand over a 20-year period. And the longevity of that, the UP Railroad would bend over backwards and probably supply capital to even put in a spur track or a circular track for loading. So anyway, but I never heard back from him. Anyhow, so, my concern is, Kaw Valley has not vetted this correctly. And I do believe that they're not socially responsible, and I do not think that that's a key driver in their business. Some of my main concerns are, I've got 6 of them, fatalities on the roads, because if any of you, I'm sure you've all driven the roads over there, whether it's 158th Street over to Loring, or the other, I guess the new route that they're planning on using is Golden to 32. Those roads are relatively narrow, and they can be dangerous even for automobiles. So I just don't see putting 150 to 200 to 300 trucks a day on those roads is a smart idea. You have damage, destruction to habitat, severe destruction to property values, destruction of roads, noise and water pollution, and severe negative impact for fundamentals in Leavenworth County. I did a quick estimation last night that there'd be 1,000 residents throughout 32 Golden Road on into southern Leavenworth County that will be affected by this if it does occur. And an average price of a house these days in southern Leavenworth County is probably $350,000. And I talked to a couple realtors about what they thought the devaluation might be on properties, and they said it could be 15%, it could be 20%, depending on where they're located relative to this type of truck traffic. And so we're really talking about, if you take 1,000 properties, that's $350 million at $350,000 each. That's $52 to $70 million loss in property values, if that would actually hold true. And I don't know if those numbers are accurate. I don't know if it's 1,000 residents exactly. I didn't Google map them all, but it's still obviously the trend is not right. So I hope that you get a vote no for this. The trend is your friend in Leavenworth County. It's a wonderful place to live. A lot of people are moving in to southern Leavenworth County from Kansas City because of the security. It's a great place to live, and this would definitely take it the other direction. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. More folks for public comment. It's open public comment. Come on down.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Chris Grinter, address is 15991 238th Street, Tongi. Should say Tonganoxie. I'm just here to voice my opinion on the data center. I just found out about it, like most of us, less than 2 weeks ago on the southern end. And so I've been just trying to educate myself in the last, week or two on all the benefits, pros and cons for a data center. And I can see very few pros for a data center. Leavenworth County is the 3rd wealthiest county in the entire state. And data centers are not what makes a county wealthy. They don't employ a lot of people over the long run. They'll employ people initially with construction and whatnot, but they don't employ, servers don't need babysitting. So, sorry. nervous this morning, public speaking. Ugh, haven't done that in a while. I know, you're just people. Anyway, they don't employ people in the long run. The technology will be outdated. We'll be left with an empty building. Empty buildings, you can always say, oh, an empty building will get reused. Someone else will come in and take it over. Oftentimes they don't. They don't fit the needs for whoever is looking to move into an area that want a building. And so they just become these big empty albatrosses that are sitting, just empty, really. You look at this property now, and it is a gorgeous piece of property. We are under no pretense that it's not going to get developed. It will get developed. We're just hoping that it gets developed in the best possible manner. You look out there now, and it's beautiful, and when you think about it being concreted over and having large buildings that are spewing lots of light, taking lots of natural resources, the water, I still don't know. They can say that they have all the water in the world. We don't have all the water in the world. The electricity, it's going to make everybody's rates go up. We want Leavenworth County to be a place where people want to come and live. I can envision so many better uses for that area that will make it inviting and bring in people that want to spend money. Data centers do not make people want to move here and spend their dollars. Beautiful things make people want to spend their dollars here, or jobs make people want to spend their dollars here. Anything that gets the people to the area that is a good fit for everybody. So anyway, I would just ask you to consider not to approve something like a data center. Think long-term, it might look good today, but that doesn't mean it's going to look good in 10 years. It's going to look bad for the community. Anyway, thank you for listening to me and talking me through my nervousness. Thank you.
Let me just say one thing. Beautiful things like sunflowers.
Well, I can see lots of other beautiful opportunities, but anyway, big
we're
concrete buildings is not.
Sunflowers.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
More or further public comment? Come on down.
Brian Morley, 23947 Chieftain Road.
Good morning.
Good morning. Really, Chris said everything I would have wanted to say, so I'll go on to like a second level of that. I'm a designer, but my father was a city planner and a development professor for 35 years at KU. So I soaked in city planning. Every city I ever went to, we discussed how cities are laid out. What's the city growth pattern? When we start here, then we echo out, and then this part dies and this part grows. Around the world, it's the same way, how cities develop. We're between Kansas City and Lawrence. This is a prime development area. We have so many people talking about the sunflowers. They've been on the national news. What are the comments? Where is this magical place? These people seem so happy. It's beautiful. It is. Our property values are our goal. Most of my neighbors, our property is our wealth. It's nothing that you go, well, but they can write that off. It's not the big deal. It is. We want very thoughtful development. We know it's going to happen. I'm very good friends with the family. I'm friends with the children. I was really good friends with Paul. Paul, who put that thing together over 50 years, loved his land. He loved it. He loved the community. They were almost like royalty to me because they had such a big spread right there outside of Tonganoxie. So now we have the children who are not ranchers. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. They want out. That's not what they do. So they're happy to think about this as a possibility. because they just want out. They don't live here. We live here, and it makes a big difference. Our placement with now the access to I-70 is just amazing. It's quiet, it's clean, we have wonderful school, we have wonderful neighborhoods. It's like, this is nothing you want to trash. I mean, it's something you want to build and make better. So I guess the other thing is my anger part says to you all who live at this end of the county, I'm like, well, put it by the penitentiary or something. I don't want to do this to anybody. I don't care if it's a murderer or a child rapist. I would not put something that is physically harmful to them without their consent. So it's like the logical part of me says, well, you just don't do that to anyone. It doesn't matter what they do. I feel like we are sometimes thought of as the old stepchild or the unwanted stepchild at our end of the county. But it's like, I don't think this would be entertained over here. I think you'd have so many people going, well, why are you doing this to us? It feels like it's being done to us because it's not a positive thing. Anyway, I want development. I want jobs, but I want jobs like these are temporary building jobs. These are a year to 2 years. If you look on the last night, the New York Times. Oh, look, I brought something to drink. The New York Times had a whole thing on data centers and what it does to small towns and what people are doing. At one point, they had this was a township called St. Joseph, that they had the pro people, which was all the builders, the electricians, all the people that are union jobs. I'm pro-union. It's great. I love pro-union. They don't live here in the long haul. We do. And so I'm going, well, how about the nays? What was that? They had people speaking about how much they didn't want it and how much they loved their community till 4:30 in the morning. That's how many people, this is happening all over the country. Little towns are being hit like us, and they're trying to make this, well, you know, it's a billionaire. They don't care about us. We are not the reason they're doing it. They have to have these centers in order to expand their AI platforms. I am not a fan of that, but I'm really not a fan of being bombarded by sound and subatomic waves that you wouldn't do to a prisoner at a penitentiary. It would be considered torture. So anyway, that's all I have today. Thank you for listening. I know that you're good stewards for our county. I love my land. All my neighbors love our land, and we want to continue growing properly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. More open public comment. Now's the time.
Good morning. I'm Mary Wood from 471 Ash Lane, Lansing, Kansas. And good morning. I just wanted to echo out that thank you for what you presented here to our commissioners, because I know Kansas is under attack. I know the nation is under attack for these data centers. And I understand that we have to have, data centers. But I just feel like it would be a shame to do something to our county areas with the data centers, and everything that they've said is really true. And so I'm just, I guess, asking for your vote no on this, because I think, like he said, we'd rather have communities, jobs, and things like that instead of brick buildings and concrete. So I absolutely am in agreement with everything that he said. And I don't know where they want to, it's like, where do you go to these data centers? And I do understand that we need them. But the whole thing is nobody really wants them in their backyard because of loss of our resources and the beautification of the communities. So it is a big problem, and I know Kansas is under attack, but my vote would be no thank you. And thank you for reaching out and speaking to the public this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, last call, public comment. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate you all coming. It does make a huge difference. Keep it up. So we'll move on to administrative business. Nothing?
I don't know anything.
I had a couple items. We had about 6 weeks ago or a couple months ago, we talked about the nuclear reactor issue. We were going to have a work session. Did we get any communication back from anyone on that?
We did not.
We did not. Okay. Any further communication on the data center issue? No.
No, sir.
Okay. So I had one go around. Administrative business?
Do you want things where we visited already?
No, that'll be at the end. This is just administrative. Okay. No. Okay. I did have one thing that I skipped over, and I wanted to read this very quickly. February is Black History Month, and I wanted to honor that by reading just a couple lines from Martin Luther King's speech, "I Have a Dream." I thought that would be appropriate. And I'm not going to read the whole speech, but just some excerpts, and the parts you'll probably remember this. But I have a dream. It is a dream rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with the governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right here in Alabama, little black boys and little black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, "My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightened Alleghanies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. When we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every city and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed the day when all of God's children, black men, white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands in saying, in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, great God Almighty, we are free at last.
Amen.
So we will now move on to the clerk's report. Mark, was there a clerk's report? Okay. Consent.
Make a motion, we approve the consent agenda as published.
Second.
The motion to approve the consent agenda is published. Is there discussion? No discussion. Voting. Commissioner Smith.
Aye.
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 All right. Formal board action. Consider a motion to approve the construction engineering proposal and contract with Atlas Land Consulting for inspection of bridge replacement A07, HP 51, and T31. Mr. Knoll.
Commissioners, I will try to be a little bit brief here this morning. We have multiple board actions for your consideration. The first of which is the engineering proposal and contract with Atlas Land Consulting for bridges A07, HP 51, and T31. This only one proposal was received for this work, consisting of the inspection construction services of these 3 steel bridges. The firm has partnered with Peppercorn Engineering for the testing portion of the projects. And we'll be moving forward with that recommendation from the selection committee. The issue at hand is just staffing. We did reach out to the different firms that we normally use. This is the first time we have used Atlas for inspection. However, they are completely qualified. Currently, we just did not receive many proposals for this work based on different projects that are ongoing throughout the state.
Other questions for Mr. Knoll?
So, looking at your amount, first of all, this is a budgeted item, which is good, but it's not to exceed $150,000. Is that the way the motion is going to read?
Yes, not to exceed $150,000. It was $121,905 for the inspection, and then a per test event cost for the materials. And so there was a little bit of a variable in that per test cost. If there's any failing materials, they have to retest those materials and do that subsequently until we either pass or fail the materials. So that should not exceed $15,000, but I can't guarantee every contractor doing the work correctly. So I didn't want to come back before you and ask for a additional service.
So 150,000 is a good number.
Yes, it is a good
Okay.
Not to exceed.
So I got Mike.
Okay, Commissioner Dove?
I'm nothing.
Mr. Reed? Okay, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the construction engineering proposal and contract with Atlas Land Consulting for the inspection of bridge replacements A07, HP 51, and T31, not to exceed $150,000.
There's a motion on the table. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there discussion? Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Aye.
That was for discussion, but that's
Okay, discussion. Aye. I'm ready.
Okay, so moving on. Motion to approve design proposals and contract with Peppercorn Engineering and Environmental for replacement.
Excuse me, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman. I think that was done out of order.
What's that?
Wasn't that done out of order? We didn't vote to actually do it. There wasn't a vote for it.
We can. I mean,
No, it was, you had a motion and a second.
there was a motion.
I'm the first one.
All right.
Mr. Stevens
I
was
was
just
trying-
trying
I
to
was trying to
see
get
if anybody
people
wanted
to discuss
and the
it.
vote started.
Okay.
Yes,
Still
and
works.
aye.
Okay, so motion to approve the design proposal and contract with Peppercorn Engineering and Environmental for replacement of the culvert F47 in the amount of $28,000.
Today for your consideration is that contract with Peppercorn Engineering and Environmental for the replacement of F47 for $28,000. F47 is located on Leavenworth Road. It is a 6-foot round area inlet drop culvert that has experienced failures at the weld joints and where the vertical and horizontal pipes meet. While this culvert was not identified for replacement in the current CIP, based upon the fact that those joints where they would be separating are 20 feet underground, that you would have to crawl through the culvert to be able to see them. It will be placed in the CIP accordingly because it is in need of replacement at this time, and it will be presented to you in March for your consideration. Funds are available for this project through prioritization, and it will be a contracted project. County staff has calculated the drainage and the size of the culvert as part of this, and the county surveyor has already acquired the easements and provided those legal descriptions for that service. And so what we are needing now is just a plan set with grading and then the bid documents to move this project forward for summer construction.
Okay. Further questions for Bill?
I don't have anything.
Don't have anything.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Come on, Vanessa.
Consider a motion to approve the design proposal and contract with, is it Peppercorn? Engineering and Environmental for the replacement of culvert F47 in the amount of $28,000.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. And now discussion. Mr. Smith? Mr. Dove?
No discussion.
Mr. Reed. Okay. Voting. Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
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 All right. Thank you. Consider a motion to approve a 2-year subscription with G-Works to continue the road and bridge maintenance tracking access, data access in the amount of $29,048.
Commissioners, as the chairman stated, we do have the 2-year subscription for your consideration. G-Works is a software company that bought PubWorks software company that we have been using to track all of the maintenance and work being completed in the road and bridge department. We have been using that software since 2005, so we do have a 20-year data set on tracking our maintenance through that. With the purchase of the company, all of the data is being migrated to the cloud. We do currently pay a yearly subscription fee that is about 35% less than what this new annual fee will be to house all of our 20 years of data. But if we have looked in the past at going with other companies, and you have to have the software licenses purchased and pay the yearly subscription fees. So you'd have a upfront cost of $35,000 to $60,000 on the pricing that we had received, plus yearly subscription fees. So at this time, it would be my recommendation that we move forward with this 2-year contract, not to lose any of our past data, and continue with the process so we have that records at this time.
Are there questions for Mr. Knoll?
Makes sense.
I have one. Is that subscription due to go up anytime in the next 5 years?
Oh, I would I'm sure it will. Yes.
You sure will.
Every over the past 5 years, every software subscription has gone up that I'm aware of, and then a lot of the ones that we were able to buy the license for the software program have moved to a subscription-based service or are not supported, and so almost every software program has moved to yearly or bi-yearly subscriptions, and all of them have seen cost increases over the past 5 years. So unless there's some change in the market, I assume that trend will continue.
All right, thank you, Bill.
Mr. Reed?
I'm good.
I got one more, Mike.
Right.
Bill, the reason you're doing this is because we're saving that $35,000 to $60,000. We'd have to get a license and go through that work. So this brings it down for 2 years, and then of course we know this kind of stuff always goes up. But this is a savings from going the other route.
It is a savings from going the other route of that $35,000 to $60,000, plus those contracts would also have yearly subscriptions that are similar to this price. And the reason we're doing a 2-year subscription is we did receive a discount for going a multi-year subscription. I believe it was 15%. So we did go multi-year. This does give us more operational capacity with this to integrate if we wanted to use tablets to input the data, and it is a mapping-based system that's integrated into Esri with the GIS. So we do have, with this subscription and the purchase of the PubWorks program, it does provide us more options moving forward.
Okay. Any more questions for Bill?
No.
All right, then we'll entertain a motion.
Also, this is a budgeted item, which is always good to share with the public. It's not something that comes up and surprises us.
I make a motion.
Huh?
Sorry. Go
Go ahead.
ahead. I make a motion to
Go ahead.
approve a 2-year subscription with G-Works to continue the road and bridge maintenance tracking data access in the amount of $29,048.
I'll second it. Now I got you going. I can't stop you.
So we have a motion and a second. Is there further discussion? Commissioner Smith?
No.
Okay, no further discussion. Voting, Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
All right. Moving on, consider a motion to approve a lease of 2 dump trucks from NextTran, the amount of $85,743.41 per truck.
Commissioners, today is your consideration for the lease of 2 additional trucks. You just heard the previous weeks and approved the proposal for the lease of 4 different trucks. What these trucks are replacing are the 2 trucks that we currently have under lease. And so these are 3-year leases, and they take 18 to 20 months on average to be delivered. So once you've reached near or even prior to the midpoint of the previous lease, you've got to make a decision on whether or not you're going to purchase these trucks outright or move forward with your next lease program and keep utilizing the government lease program they're offering. So our existing lease is $76,087. The cost has increased to $85,743. It is a budgeted expense, and we do have the optional purchase price if the board were to deny this request.
Are there questions for Mr. Knoll?
I don't have any questions.
No? Okay, is there a motion?
Willie?
Make a motion to consider to approve the lease for 2-year dump trucks from Nextran, amount of $85,743.41 per year per truck.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there further discussion? Commissioner Smith? Mr. Dove?
Nope.
Mr. Reed? Voting. Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
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 All right. Very good. Consider a motion to approve the 2026 noxious weed eradication report and the 2026 noxious weed management plan. Mr. Knoll.
Every year in February, we do present these reports as mandated by the state for the board's consideration. The attached report and management plan has not changed significantly since the past years. There are some changes that we will be presenting to the board over the coming weeks with the noxious weed programs and the sprayers and the cost shares being offered that are allowed through state statute. But today, for your consideration, we do have this report and the eradication plan. More or less is stating that we are going to continue to treat noxious weeds in the county and the amount that they were found last year. If there's any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Okay, questions, Commissioner Smith?
No.
Reed? I guess I just have one. Can you kind of walk us through what's mandated by the state on noxious weeds?
So what is mandated is there's either a mill levy or a cost share that has to be implemented in the sale of noxious weed control chemicals, and so we are in accordance with that statute currently. There are some areas where we can do some additional reporting and reduce the services that we currently offer as cost savings to the county, but we are reducing services by doing so, and that option will be presented to the board at a future date.
Okay. So, ready for a motion?
I motion to approve the 2026 noxious weed eradication report and the 2026 noxious weed management plan.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. Is there?
No discussion.
All right. Then voting, Commissioner Smith.
Aye.
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 All right. Presentation and discussion items.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Yep, thank you.
Oh, while you're here, why don't you tell, for the live stream, tell the public about the County Road 30 monies.
All right. We did receive congressionally directed spending through the highway infrastructure programs as part of the federal budget approval process through the transportation and housing development package that was approved through the federal government. So we received $6.2 million as a part of that grant application through Senator Moran's office. Senator Moran's office sponsored the bill and got it put through committee, and we were lucky enough or fortunate enough to receive that funding. We did receive some of that, the same funding for the previous phase, but we are receiving an additional $6.2 million. After that $6.2 million was received, we did apply for Build Kansas funds. Those Build Kansas funds would make us eligible for another $1.45 million approximately. And so if we would receive those funds, we would have nearly the entire project, depending on inflation, covered in costs. The requirement of the Build Kansas Fund is you pay 5% of the 20% match that is required by the federal government. So if we were to receive those funds, we would be paying approximately $77,000 towards the $8.3 million project. As far as construction dollars go, we still are responsible for the engineering, construction engineering, right-of-way acquisition, and utility relocation for the project. And so the cost to the county will still be approximately $3 million by the time we go through all of those additional costs. But from a construction perspective, if awarded the Build Kansas funds, we would be able to complete that north-south corridor on the west side of the county between K-16 and K-92 with the additional $77,000 in funds.
So it'll be hard surface from Hollingsworth all the way to 92.
No,
In
K-16.
Well, I mean, we're doing Hollingsworth to Dempsey right now, correct?
Hollingsworth to Dempsey is under construction. That's 2 miles. Dempsey to 92 Highway, which this grant was for, is a 4-mile stretch of roadway. And so the entire 8 miles between K-16 and K-92 would then be paved.
And the entire project, by the time you get all the costs, is around $16 million?
For all phases?
For all phases.
Approximately, yes.
Right. All right, very good. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for all your work on assisting to get these grants. It's much appreciated.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Bill. Presentation and discussion items, Commissioner Smith.
Just have one. I had the pleasure of speaking to the Lansing Lions Club last night and updating them on things that are going on. Some things we discussed are what some of the folks in the audience have talked about, and just let them know. One thing that I always like, and I've heard Commissioner Stevens say it, this county commissioners in the last 5 years has done more hard surfacing roads than the past 30 years. And when you talk about hard surfacing roads, first of all, that's an improvement. But the same thing is, anytime you do that, it's an economic tool that you can use to have people that want to move to our county and build residence. So I'm very pleased with Bill and all the grants that he's received. And a lot of folks may not know, but BOCC has been leading the way for housing permits for about 3 or 4 years. But what you may not pay close attention is, ever since we brought John Jackson in as our planning commission, Lansing has been, Lover County is staying about the same thing with BOCC. So there's a lot of folks that want to move out in the county and live in the nice area of Lover County. So I think that just says a lot for the folks in this county and what the county employees are doing up here. That's all I have, Mike.
Okay, I just have yesterday had an adult community corrections meeting, and we adopted the 2027 comprehensive plan for community corrections, and we have a juvenile one tomorrow at work. And today I have the KCATA meeting, and they are planning to come in March 25th. They're going to come and present on transportation issues and some of the incentives that they offer and how Leavenworth County is part of this bi-state compact that is maybe we don't participate as much as we should, but we could get more regionalism and connectivity to the transit network if we work together with them. Also, shout out to Representative Dave Beeler, who's the head of the Social Services Committee in the House. There's an organization called Happy Hearts working in Bonner, and they have day services for the disabled, intellectually disabled. They go work at schools, they go to restaurants, work during the day. It's a day program right now. But Carol Farnsworth started it, and they're getting ready to do a residential program in Bonner Springs, and they had it all set up. They're going to have construction this spring, and they found out that they weren't on the list for being exempt from sales tax. You have to be on a list in Kansas. You could have the same agency doing the same thing in different counties, but if you're not on the list, then you don't get the exemption. And Dave is going out of his way working to get Happy Hearts added to that list. It has to go actually through the legislature, and I just want to give him a shout out. And they're really working on it. So as we know, sometimes it takes 3 years to get some of these. But we're hopeful that Happy Hearts will be successful, and they'll be able to get their residential program built. It would save them over $100,000 if they could get on that exempted list. So Appreciate what he's doing.
A lot of work. Mr. Chairman and individuals who are attending today. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to go to the Leavenworth Mental Health Association meeting. And one of the things that was apparent was that we need to do more in order to bring more attention to mental health. And when someone bleeds, you see it. When someone bleeds from the inside, hardly anyone notices that except that individual. And sometimes they don't even notice. And so a lot of conversation was given to that subject. And it seems that we react to those things in a panic mode. When we're in a panic mode, we tend to do some things that we wouldn't normally do. So what I'm thinking that what I'd like to see the board do is to give this subject more airtime. A lot of times we are here and we finish like we're finishing up what we've been here since 9 o'clock, and it's almost 10. We can devote some of our time, if it's not on Wednesday, on other days, and give this subject more time. So what I've done is spoken to the individuals who are in charge, and they have agreed to come to the board meeting, and we can have a work session about mental health and how to get the word out. That is something that's very, very important. And through that work session, be able to put something together so that individuals in Leavenworth County know that there is help out here. There's help everywhere, with the exception of those who don't have the funds. They don't get any help. The individuals that get help have insurance policies that take care of some of the expense. And I think that if we do this, that we're going to have better outcomes in the future for mental health. I know that everyone in this audience knows someone that could use that help, or you know someone who knows someone that can help. I have a family member many years ago that could have used me, but no one knew what was going on with that person. Not even the mother or the brother or sister. No one knew it. But there are some signs there that we need to be aware of. And I saw some of those signs many years after that situation happened. So I would like to propose that we put together a work session in the very near future, not 2 weeks from now, not a month from now, but get something out so that individuals will know that there is some help out here somewhere for those individuals that need attention. One of the things we can do when we have our meetings is this goes out on YouTube. Then why not let that go out on YouTube so individuals can take advantage of it? And that's what I'm suggesting, that we take time to look at that.
Well, I'm in agreement that we should have a work session.
Yeah, I think so also, too. I think that this board, before I came on, even years ago, Mark has more of it. Mike, you may even know more about it. That was one of their key things, was to fund more of this kind of information. And I've been a police officer for 21 years. I had a friend 2 years ago who was one of my best friends. After he retired, he went and shot himself, and I never saw the signs. And I was as close to him as a brother. So a lot of times people are hurting inside, but they're not going to show it. So anytime we can educate the public or reach out, any resources that we have, I think is a good thing. So, Willie, I appreciate you bringing that up, and I'm all aboard on it.
I'm not sure what the time frame. We have a lot of work sessions lined up, but
we have a lot of days off too, so we can take some of those days off and come in and get that done.
Yeah, I can reach out to I guess the director for the Guidance Center, who's our community mental health provider, and see if they could come and give kind of a presentation, and maybe the committee that you were referencing, they could bring some other people in with that and just present what resources are available. Because I know the VA has a lot of resources available. I know the Guidance Center has a lot of resources available, and there are other resources in the community that are available. So just maybe put that out
I think
there.
one thing that's always also important, again, being a fellow police officer, I think first responders need to be aware of where they can send these folks or information that can be passed out. And I'm sure the sheriff's department does it and the local police departments do it, but they're usually the first one, or EMS, the first one when something like this is starting to flare up.
It used to be years and years ago that these situations were handled by the church. That's where you got those things done. It was handled by your churches. However, in years past, things have happened, and people have become less and less acquainted with it because it was being hidden. If we do what was just suggested with first responders, I think we'll get a much more positive effect. In regard to what Mr. Lofty just said, the head of the organization contacted me last night about this, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to make this go forward.
I'm on board. I'm good, Mike. Sure.
All right. Let's see. I think we're ready. Everybody is. We don't need an executive session today, correct?
Did you ask? Did he have to ask you?
Yeah. I
Okay.
looked at it.
Before you adjourn, I did want to touch on just a couple of things during the presentations. And I know that I think you all got the email, or at least your names were on it. Hopefully it went through. Representative Johnson was able to get a couple pieces of legislation moving forward that we had asked during our legislative breakfast. He presented nearly all of it, I think. Some of it got traction, some did not. But the fire district legislation that allows us to dissolve the fire district now that there are nobody left in it. It was just a fix that needed done. Sounds like that might actually get a vote even maybe this week, if not next week. Senator Klemp, working with Representative Johnson, is moving forward our sales tax for the emergency communications legislation. So they're both working on that from both sides of the Capitol building. And then they also, Senator Klemp is working on the transfer of the property to the county from the Department of Corrections for economic development. So looks like that one has a real good chance of getting voted this year too. So I felt like a very successful legislative session as far as some of the concerns that we expressed. And I just wanted to say thank you to our to Representative Johnson and Senator Klemp specifically, but to all of our representatives for supporting the message that came out of that legislative breakfast. And I really feel like, and I told Senator Klemp this, I feel like maybe for the first time we're all kind of rowing in the same direction. That's super helpful.
You know what's interesting you say it, Mark, is I remember years ago when Candy Ruff and Marty and Kenny Wilk were all in place and been elected for quite a few years, they could get things done for us up there. It seems like the folks, some of the folks we have now, not all of them, but some of the folks, in my opinion, especially ones you mentioned, are on that same path of making sure Leavenworth County is recognized and some of the things that we feel are important are being done, especially Tim. I mean, he went out almost everything we asked him to do. So I'm glad to hear that.
And then one other thing, you had requested a work session for an informational work session for the data centers, and I'm working on March 18th is that date. I have, I think, 3 organizations.
What day was
so
it,
far.
March 18th?
March 18th.
Okay.
And I'm working on additional presenters for that day, but I think I have 3 so far that have committed.
Okay.
Who do you have?
Evergy, the KCC, and the group that Commissioner Dove passed on. It's emergency ESRG, I believe. Are the
Yes.
Okay. So that's and that is open to the public. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn. Voting, Commissioner Smith.
Aye.
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 And let the record show 10 o'clock. We did it in an hour. We did a lot in an hour.